Hi guys, welcome to my vlog, and in today's vlog I want to talk about the features of the iPhone 8. So what pretty much is the most interesting thing is I picked up the iPhone 7 just about the 7 Plus just like a few months back, and a couple of days back the red iPhone 7 Plus got released, which was totally unplanned. It's something that nobody really expected that much, and it was a sudden announcement by Apple. But rumors have already started speculating about what the iPhone 8 must be, and I think, and based on like a Japanese site called Otakara, which is pretty accurate for most of their rumors. The iPhones have gone to that phase where they were named the 2G, the 3G, the 3GS, 4, 4S, 5, 5S, 5C, 5SE, 6, 6S, 7, 7 Plus, 7 Plus Red. Now what happens is iPhones have been around since 2007, and till 2017 this year will mark the 10th anniversary for iPhones. So considering that, even like for the watch, they've gone with the name for the next watch, which is like the Apple Watch 1 and the Apple Watch 2. The new watch is called the Apple Watch Edition. So in my opinion, they probably might go with the 7S and the 7 Plus naming. But apart from that, I think that they might go with something special for their 10th anniversary release, which would make it different. It could either, I honestly think that it would either be the iPhone Pro, the iPhone X, because it is the 10th year, or another thing that I think it may be is they might introduce a new one called the iPhone Edition. Now the iPhone Edition will probably be like a luxury product that they will offer, but the three suggestions that I think they might name it, what I think they might name it is they might name it the 7S, the 7S Plus, or they might go with the second naming style, which is like the iPhone Pro or the iPhone Edition. So when it comes to naming, I think that's what they're going to do. Like they're going to change it since it's 10th anniversary. They'll introduce something special, and probably the iPhone Edition, because that will kind of make it stand out, and they've gone with that for the watches as well. Another thing that I think that Apple might go ahead with is they've been great with their Retina displays, but a lot of phones nowadays have gone with the OLED screens, and so that will give them the ability to go with a non-glass front, and they can have like an edge screen. So something pretty much like Samsung, but they probably will have like a bezel-less screen, so they won't have like a bezel around the phone where you have the black on top. Let me show you. So pretty much what happens now with the iPhones is when you have a top, you have this black bar here and the black bar at the bottom, but a lot of phones are going with bezel-less displays, and so Samsung has just done that with the Samsung Galaxy 8, and I think that they might do something similar with the iPhone, where they'll go with, probably they might go with a bigger screen and fill up the spaces and have a very tiny bezel, or incorporate the home button into the screen, because that's something that they did in the last iPhone, where you do not have a click anymore. It took a little while for people to get used to it, but that being said, people eventually got used to it with the 7 and the 7 Plus. It had a more quicker reaction time. So I think that going with a bezel-less screen would make more sense, and that is something that iPhones will probably look at. Now when it comes to naming, I said they might go with an iPhone Edition. If the iPhone Edition is probably released alongside the iPhone, the new iPhone that they release, I honestly think that ceramic is picking up a lot in the market, and ceramic bodied phones, it'll probably add a huge price point to the iPhone, but considering like how the iPhone Watch Edition had a ceramic body, I think that ceramic and gloss white is something that will really pick up with the iPhone, and I think that that is something that you're looking forward to in the next iPhone. Now that would make it a luxury product much more than it already is, and the price point will be hugely different. It will almost be double the price of the standard one because of the ceramic and the huge demand for ceramic and the cost of ceramic. But that being said, it will be a very premium luxury product that I think they should introduce into the market. I think that phones have reached that stage where wireless charging is an essential part of the phone, and I think that at this point, Apple should consider getting wireless charging onto their phones. I mean, the technology is already there. The technology is already something that you can buy an iPhone 7 wireless charging case and then connect it to your regular case, and then the phone charges wirelessly over a dock. But I think that they could incorporate a wireless charging station. That does not seem like a very huge possibility, but that is definitely something that Apple should consider. The iPhone cameras are something that have always been like the flagship selling point of the phone, and I think that they've introduced 4K like 2-3 phones back, and right now I think that they should increase the frame rate of 4K and go up to 60 frames, which works on both the cameras. So 60 frames at 4K would be brilliant, because that is close to what the Panasonic GH5 is doing. And if Apple wants to stay in the market for a really long time and have high customer retention based on their cameras, I think that introducing 60 frames on their 4K recording capabilities would make it really nice, so that you could have those beautiful slow-mo shots while shooting in 4K. I think that slow-mo is something that we all look forward to. So I think introducing slow-mo as a feature with 4K would make a lot of sense, because iPhones have great slow-mo capabilities. They were one of the initial people to start slow-mo so big on their phones. And I think that now they should try and introduce the 120 frames per second in 4K for slow-mo, and 240 for high definition, along with 480 for high definition as well. I know that will cause a huge drop in the quality, but Sony on their professional cameras have reached 920 odd frames. So I think that the iPhones can go up to 480 frames per second in slow-mo. Since they are already at 240 for high definition, they should probably totally scrap the 720, because nobody really records 720p anymore. So I think that scrapping the 720p option and having the minimum frame size at 1920 1080 by 10 by with 240 and 480 frames makes a lot more sense, because technology is no longer with 720p anymore. That technology is really outdated. This one is a huge probability that will never happen, because iPhone just released the earpods with a lightning cable. However, I think that introducing USB-C instead of lightning cables will make their devices much more usable, in the sense that you can have a unified charger for your MacBook Pro, your MacBook 12-inch, and most devices nowadays that have switched to the speed and reliability and ease of use of USB-C. It's still expensive considering that it's new in the market, but if they lose the lightning cable, I think that the USB-C is a great option to look at. So it won't probably happen. It's a very slim possibility that they'll drop the lightning cable and go for USB-C. But I think that the lightning cable being dropped and the USB-C cable being adapted is a good option for them to look at. iPhones, they get released in September, but there have been rumors online that it's either going to happen in either October or November, so no clear date is out as yet. But as soon as it's out, I will let you know what I think about the next iPhone, and I hope I get a couple of the things I really wanted on the iPhone in this video correct when the iPhone actually gets released. And looking forward to that. I hope you liked my take on what I think the features of the iPhone, the next iPhone would be, whether it's called the iPhone 7s and the 7s Plus, or the 8, or the iPhone X and the iPhone edition. And if I get some correct, I would be really happy, and especially the camera features, because I'm a huge fan of the camera capabilities on the iPhone. And I hope that you liked today's video. If you like the content I post, do hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and don't forget to hit that share button. And if you want regular updates on all my videos, hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get updates on all my videos. I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.